Hello, my name is Jason Crabbe, and I'm currently residing in Bremerton, Washington. I've chosen to speak today on the impact that the evolution of the craft of acting has had on filmmaking since its inception. I believe that the purpose of acting is to simulate life. Even in the most outlandish of scenarios, the actor gives us the ability to put ourselves in his or her place so that we can experience their adventures. The entire history of the craft, then, is a sculpture of an ideal thing gradually revealed by the many hands of those that pursue it. Perhaps this goal was unconscious, driven by an internal desire to more accurately reflect life, with from time to time more purposeful sculptors that brought on sweeping changes such as Stanislavski, Strasberg, Meisner, and Hagen. But the story of acting in film, as with any story, has a beginning. In the early days, acting was reserved for the stage. Films consisted of short clips of everyday life with no characterization. As the new medium spread, however, we began to tell stories with film. Much of the acting at the time was very similar to what one would find in the theater. Big faces and exaggerated movements were the standard. Vaudevillians and theater actors left the stage to work in film, bringing their skill sets with them. Lovable characters were created by masters of their art, among them Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton, and Laurel and Hardy. With the advent of sound, the craft of acting took on a new dimension. The additional weight was enough to crush the lives and careers of many, while some managed to transition into the new era. The restrictions necessary to make a sound film slowed for a time, the advances that had been occurring as the dance between the actor and the camera was interrupted by the necessity of once again locking down the camera. Advances in microphone and camera technology soon resolved this issue. As the camera began to move, an almost simultaneous chemistry began in the acting method and its portrayal. With the camera close to the subject, more subtle expressions could be used, adding a great deal of nuance to a performance. The adherence to the Hays Code in a way assisted with this, as it required actors and filmmakers to get clever with their dialogue, and brought forth a greater concentration on subtext. Soon the manner of stories we told began to change as well. The coming of the new wave, first in France and later in America, brought a new realism to the screen which was due again to this symbiosis between the actor and the lens. This, combined with the renouncement of the Hays Code, brought forth a new life in cinema, one which more closely resembled the world we live in. Films have always taken us to fantastic places, but this new realism in acting, coupled with advances in effects technology and a dynamic influx of new filmmakers, made these stories more relatable, more human, and more popular than ever before. Films like Star Wars and 2001: A Space Odyssey exemplified this. We also began to look inward, at what made us who we are, sometimes in the face of great adversity. Love Story, for example, won great acclaim for such a close examination of the human experience. There was a darker side to this introspection as well, in the form of films like A Clockwork Orange, Taxi Driver, and Midnight Cowboy. Now we have assembled the tools necessary to begin what I feel is the primary role of film, to examine our lives, ourselves, and our world, so that we might better understand them. We now use film for striking social commentary, such as The Life of David Gale, to flesh out our dystopian imaginings as in Oblivion, to strip away the masks we hide behind and truly examine our base nature as in films such as Memento and Inception. It is through the evolution of acting that this is all possible. Yes, there have been many advancements in the accoutrements of filmmaking over the years, but all of that is done to service the actor. They are the ones that we look to see ourselves. It is they that we depend upon to be real, to be truthful to the character, to expose themselves for us in sometimes very painful ways. But this grounded realism of the emotional truth of the character is what allows us as an audience to have this visceral experience that we so crave, this identification and transference with the character, even though they may be so far removed from our own experience that we could never have imagined how their lives must be. That is what acting is all about, and I look forward to watching and participating in its future evolution. Thank you.